Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yeah, we're painting again, and today we've got a few colours on the plate. Some yellow ochre, some blue, which is a sea blue. It's a PBO one. There's some green, phthalo green. I forgot then what it was. Some brown, red, and some black. The brown's like a burnt umber, and the red is what's this one? This crimson, permanent alizarin crimson. I've got a bit of a mixture of paints really, and we'll have a go at doing a bit of a different type of scene, a bit of water, a bit of the old sea blue and the phthalo green to make a nice turquoisey looking colour. Well, that's nice. That's about right actually. So we've got some, I'm going to put the water in first. So we've got some water, the river kind of goes around there and then comes out here. I'm just going to throw it in with this brush. This is only a small, it's an old Cotman brush. I've used it loads of times. It's really out of its lifespan, but once you get a brush that you like, you don't want to lose it. I'm just throwing in a bit of light in amongst these colours. Enough water along there. That's good. Something like this. And that to come out. Something like that. That doesn't look anywhere near on the camera. I'm not sure if that looks like what I'm doing. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to get a bit more of the green in my paint, my water mix. Just going to put a bit more of that on the top for these areas. Send that straight across there. And then a little bit of white in it to get some of these lighter bits. So there's light hitting the top of this water. It's kind of blended a little bit together because it's still quite wet. And this water kind of goes like this. I've sent it up a bit too far there. It actually wants to be about there, I would say. Okay. Now I'm going to start looking at the sky a bit. Some of the blue and the white. I'll put in some, start working on the sky. I've got some blue sky and clouds. I'm going to be quite loose with it. Like that. There's a few hills and things in the background. Just throwing on some of the blue and the white. Goes on really well on this card actually. I remember for years I only used to really paint on canvas or boards. I never really used to use card or paper. I remember when I was looking in a museum at some of Constable's work, and I noticed he was using oil on paper, and I was like, I'm gonna have to start thinking about stuff like that, something a little bit different. Just can make painting, especially with oils, a bit more mobile. And I tend to use when I'm painting on location stuff, I tend to use gouache at the moment because of the portability of it. Watercolor and gouache, it's just so portable, just makes it a bit easier. But then I don't know, some magic about oil paints, and I do enjoy them. They're a really useful medium. So we've got a bit more light in there. There's a big mountain coming down here. So we've got more light there, haven't we? So I need to put that in there. Keeping this painting loose though, keeping the colours flowing. Go around that mountain that's there. Some colour. You sort of imagine the light, imagine the clouds, try and become them a little bit. Okay, now I can use that as my base, and I'll start putting in some distant hills there, using a little bit of this blue, a bit of red, make sort of a purpley colour. See what that's like. It might not be quite dark enough, but we'll give it a go. Got some hills. Yeah, there's a little bit of light. I might do for a little bit of burnt umber in it. It's getting that balance between being a bit too dark and throw in a bit of black, just grade it a little bit, and it's just getting this balance of distant hills using a colour that is, or a tone that is still pale enough to show that it is in the distance. Can sort of smooth this off a little bit, make it flatter. Go a little bit darker up here, maybe. It's a bit too light. Need to darken some of this. I'm throwing in a bit of yellow ochre in the red and black. Make a bit of a brownish colour. I can use that on some of these bits. might do, let's get a little bit of green. A bit of green. Have that on the ground down there. All sorts of different colours in amongst it. And then we want this big area here. We're going to start with some really dark green, really dark, which I need a bit more of it in there actually there. Say a black and a phthalo green, that is. Something like that, and then got that there, sort of goes around, and then it goes up. Starts to climb, going up that mountain now. Your paint starts climbing up. I'm just grabbing bits of dark brown and red, blue, dark, putting this mountain there. Use greens and greys. Some yellows, bit yellow ochre in there. I'm going to add some light after we've put some other colour in. I'm in an R-in, I might put a little bit of snow on him in there, but I'm not sure. I might just go for some nice light, breaking it up. I like these sort of scenes. I can just imagine this being in a book of like some story about a boat coming round. I just like the idea of creating stories at the moment. Let's block this in a bit. Just block this in. And get that around there. I'm mostly using the same brush. Well, I'm not mostly using the same brush, I am using the same brush to do everything. And that's sort of contained the water a bit now. And then a little bit of white and brown, and we can start looking at creating this bit here. So it goes up like this and then down. Greens and stuff in it. Go sort of round like that. you can play with colour and light to generate something brighter. Like if you want that water to be brighter, have everything a bit darker around it, and if you want the ground to have some nice lights and things, then have dark to show it. It's all a game really of dark and light, bit of colour around here. More colour. Just moving these brush strokes around a little bit to invent shape. It's very loosely done. Bit there as well. And then what I can do is add a bit of rock there, bit of dark rock, and you see how that darkness brings this all to light again. More red there. Bit more dark along there. So that's looking pretty nice. I noticed I could have a line to finish this area off. It's a bit just looks a little bit off. I'm going to use this to spray my paints, just to keep my paints going. Let's go around there just to clean that up a little bit. Do some marks down here as well. Some breaks and cracks in the rock. It's looking quite good. Looks like it might be a scene for Jurassic Park. What a great film that is. I remember when I first saw it, I was totally amazed at the effects. Still, like, when you watch it, the effects are still really good, aren't they? So I'm going to add a bit of light now. You can see a bit of white and yellow. Yellow ochre and the white. Get my other brush again. And a little bit of this sparkle. Imagine where the light's coming from. I would say maybe this way, maybe. Maybe the sun's high up. It's hitting some areas down here. Let's use my finger just to tap some of that. Maybe it sort of hits. Hitting some of it here. Just on that one end. Maybe this bit sticks out a bit. So it hits that as well. And a little bit of red in it as well. Something like this and then this. Oh, that's some nice colours actually. I like that. Maybe a bit more colour in there as well because it's a little bit dull. Just add a bit more light. And then I could always put a bit on this side of the mountain there. And maybe the light sort of hits some of this. But not too much. I'm going to save it for that bit. Yeah, I quite like that. The only thing I think it needs is a little splash of light on the water. Just a little. Just a splash of that light in that water there. So that water's moving around. Bit more of a cloud there. I think we're about finished here. Hope you've enjoyed this one. I'm just looking at areas where I could add something just to improve it. Maybe I could do a little bit of a branch type thing. A bit of a branch, sort of. Some like detail, but yellow, few dots. Something like that. I think we're about done, really. Can't really see anything that I want improving on. I think that looks quite good. I could imagine, like I said, I can just imagine dinosaurs and stuff roaming this. Maybe I'll put a little bit of a pterodactyl in the sky. Maybe it'll look cool actually with a little. Nah, I think I'll leave it as it is. I quite like it. It's a nice little scene. So I'll say thanks very much for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it gave you some ideas. I see ideas as I'm looking at it. I just need a little bit of coolness in here. Just there. Just really needed that bit of coolness. It'll kind of disappear in a minute. That's better. That's definitely better. I prefer that. Right, there we go. So, thanks very much for watching this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.